Hello, this is God7, and today we are going to go back to hacking Super Mario 64 DS, and now we're going to be working with entrances, exits, and views in this episode. So, first thing you're going to want to need is Super Mario 64 DS editor, P4 tool, and warpnotes.txt. Now, these two and this, I'll send a link in the description to get. You're also going to need the ROM you're going to hack. That's about it. In order to use P4 tool, you're going to need Python 3 installed as well. So make sure you have Python 3 installed in order to use P4 tool. Now, let's get started. Open Super Mario 64 DSe. Navigate to your ROM. So last episode we imported a level over Hazy Maze Cave, but we have no way to get to it. Or, well, except for that giant painting, but that's a different story. So we're going to open the level, or in this case the castle grounds. Now this is my little hub menu here that I got going. And I want the entrance to there to be up here. And I want enter through a pipe. So right now, I'm going to show you how to make pipes. First, let me just set things up. Okay, so you're going to add an object. You're going to add a warp pipe. Now we're going to add a exit right here, just like that. Now this warp pipe, I'm just going to copy all the details here, the X and Y and everything. Okay, and once that's done, you can set it to what level you want to go to. In this case, I want to go to Hazy Maze Cave. And now it's time to make it so when you go in this pipe, it works. Now, if we look at some of our warp notes here, if we go down to exits, which is what that red thing is, an exit, you'll see that parameter 1, which is that, C00 is like a pipe, and this is like a painting. So we're going to set parameter 1 to that, and parameter 2, this is the size, and this is the entrance you go to when you die or get a starter key. So in that case, we're going to set the size to, since it's a pipe, you always set the size to 1:1. And we're going to make an entrance. And if we look at this, the entrance is 20. Now you can't just put 20 in here because this needs a hex number. So what you need to do is open a calculator or an online converter. And if we enter 20 in the decimal here, in hex, that translates to 14. Since the 1 is 610 or whatever is equals 16 and plus 4 is like 20. You don't need to know how hex works, just look that and see that's 14 right there. So for parameter 2, we're going ahead 14. Now we're not done with this pipe warp yet. Because what you need to do is something kind of funky. You need to take the Z position, insert it, make sure we're on decimal. It didn't copy correctly, or let's type it manually. 6.3419 6.341978 And you're going to want, it's adding in, it doesn't like decimal points, does it? Well, in that case, you can just go to Google. You're going to go, and you're going to add this by 0.05, not 0.5, but 0.05. Then you copy this right here. Then you paste it. And then you do the same for the Y position. Z stays the same. You don't need to touch it. Just leave Z how it is. Then once you got that, you got your standard warp pipe. We have it set to Hazy Maze Cave. But this isn't set up though. If we were to die in the level, you would just kind of fall awkwardly into the pipe again. Now, a funny thing about entrances, the blue is where you will fall in the direction, or is the direction you face. So if I point the blue that way, you will go that way. But however, we also must have a view here for the camera. If you noticed in Super Mario 64DS, when you come out of a level or whatever, there's always a camera. This is it right here. And in order to get it to work, let's look at views. Type is standard camera. We're going to need a standard camera. So you can just put this as FF02. This part right here is always going to be FF no matter what. And now it's time to set up this entrance right here, because it won't really do anything if we leave it how it is. So let's open up the P4 tool. Right click and hit edit with idle. If you don't see edit with idle, it's because you did not install Python 3 and add it to the path correctly. Now let's see what mode we want here. There's the normal, there's the wing cap. Normal is just, you just stand there. Fallen is where you fall into the level. Wing cap is spawning with the wing cap. This one isn't fully tested. Spinning like a fall of a course. Like for shorter distance traveled. Now this is used for pipe entrances in like tiny huge island pipes where you just jump out of the pipe. And castle first floor. But what we want for levels is this one. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy these. Then you're going to paste it right here. Remove the space. The area is most likely always going to be 0. And for the view, it's going to be this thing right here. If we go over here, this is view 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is view number 13. So we're going to just set this to view number 13 right here. You can click run module. And this will just spit out a random sort of thing. It's not going to be exactly how I put it if you did something different. But this number, what you do with that is you just copy it. Then in parameter 4, you paste it. You just put 5E, 8 or whatever it gave you. Just hit enter and leave it like that. And even though it looks weird and may not make any sense, it will work. My tool, you see, how entrances work is they're actually 16 digits rather than 4, and use something called hexets or whatever, which is some sort of combination of binary and hex, if I'm probably wrong though. And basically this part is the mode, this part is the view, and this part is the area. But what my tool does for you, it takes all the mode, the view, and the area, and all it does is it does all the math for you. You would originally have to use Windows Calculator to get it, but my tool will just do all the math for you. So you just input your numbers and have it spit out what you want. Okay, now while I'm at it, I'll describe how to set up teleports. You see, I have this kind of platform up here, but not any real way to get to it. So what I'm going to do is add a teleport destination. I'm just going to put it right here. I might not have this in the final version, but there we go, a teleport destination. Place it like that, just over half of it is above ground. And in order, now this is kind of teleport thing, so just for the sake of this tutorial, let's just say I put if you stand over here, you will teleport up there. So if we go into our warp notes, we'll see how to do it, but for now we'll just place a teleport source, place it kind of like that. Place it so just a little above half is over the ground, like so. And let's look at the teleport notes. No, teleport notes are not in here. I'll have to add those before I release it, but basically what you need to do is, see this parameter 2? This is the destination ID right here. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would just put 4. However, if this was something like 15 or whatever, you would need the Windows calculator to convert it like hex, like I showed you over. It's kind of the same idea with the exits, where if the number is over 10, you have to 10 or over, you have to use the Windows calculator to convert it to hex. See, like, if this was number 15 or whatever, I would have to get the calculator. And if it was number 15, hex would be F. So instead of 15 here or whatever, I would just put F. I don't know if you can have more than 15. I'm just going to assume it goes into this next one, but I doubt you would even need that many teleports in the first place. So let's just go with that. So there we go. We have our teleport set up correctly, and we have a way to get into the level. Now let's get into paintings. Let's say for some reason I wanted a painting instead of a pipe to get into Hazy Maze Cave or the level I just made. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to make a painting over here. Add object painting. Now here's the thing, if that object is in red or whatever, it's going to crash the game. And that's because you need to have bank 2 set to 4 in order to use paintings. Now the painting, they're kind of two-dimensional. Like, see, if I look over here, I won't see it, but over here I see it. So the Y rotation, I can just set that to 180. And there we go. And if we look at the details of the painting, it tells us parameter 1 is the destination or whatever, and this is height and width. So let's set, for some reason, I want it to look like, let's have it look like one fortress. So we're going to put parameter 1 to 1, and this is very small, so I'm going to put it to something random like 5, 5. Or if you want really big, this is the biggest it can go. But let's just say I want 5, 5. Because it's a good, decent size. Now, if you're not working with flat land here, you have to kind of, like, see how that touches. That might act weird in the game, so just put it a little above here. And now I'm going to add a warp. You're going to want add an entrance, of course. Or, I'm sorry, exit. Now, as usual, you just copy the details into have it have the same X, the same Y, the same Z, and the Y rotation. I didn't copy the Y rotation from earlier because by default they're both 0. But in this case, you're going to need to copy the Y rotation if you moved it. Now, once you have that done, we have our painting set up. Meaning, if you were to jump in this right now, it would actually work. And as you can see, 0, 0, 0 by default is like a painting, so we don't need to touch that. And parameter 2 is the size and the entrance you go to when you die. Now, we can just have it like, let's say we want. So the size right here is 5, 5. So let's set the size variable to 5, 5 here as well, because if we look back at this first part is the size, and then the second part is the entrance ID. And so now let's make a new entrance. And let me just real quick copy the details from this, do this. Although I'm not going to really mess with the Y, because that's not important. I remember earlier that was 180, and there we go. Now we're not done yet. We need to add a view. Have this as FF02. Hit save. Remember to regularly save your progress. Let's have this a little bit back a little. The blue is where the camera faces. Blue tends to be where things face. And now let's use the P4 tool. The view is, in this case, it's 14, like 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, 14. So you can just put 14 in the P4 tool. And I'm going to do the level painting thing again. So let's do that. And there. Forgot to actually get the values. 5F0. Hit Control C on that. And there we go. That should give you everything you need now. Okay, now before we go on to some more things, we're going to see if it works so far. I might want to turn this down a little, just in case. Just in case it's a little too loud. No, still more. Yeah, let me put it like that volume. That should be good. And, okay. So let's see if it's working. Except I went in the wrong pipe, sorry. And we're here. First, let's see if the pipe works. Let's go to the teleport source right here. Remember, the one over here. Now let me just stand. And look, I'm being teleported. And I got teleported up here, just like I was supposed to. Now let's go in the pipe. And look at that. I'm in the level. And if I do die in this level, I should come out of the pipe like I would, except I haven't really added anything that can kill me here. So, let me exit the course. And let's try out that painting. If the painting is too close to the wall, like if it's not flat, and you'll see that it did not work correctly. It just gave me to this random course. And if we look at the editor, you'll see that you can't forget to set it to where you want to actually go. But so far they worked correctly. And if we were to die in the course, you would come out of that entrance right there. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Now I may go make another tutorial on different types of entrances, but for now, that's all you basically need to know about entrances. And you can apply it to levels too, like if I wanted this entrance like here, if I want this entrance right here to be normal, you can apply it to the view, make it fall in rather than just do it. Because let's make this one make you fall in. So let's just go with this one right here. You just copy this, paste that. I already know that the view is going to be 0, so hit F5 or whatever, and we get 100. So let's paste that into the warp here. I'll just exit that. Nope, sorry, parameter 4, 100, 100, 100, and 100. And that should be all the editing we need to do today. And let's see if it worked. Let me just take this tube to the hub. Now let me just go back in this painting. There we go. and you'll see we now fall into the level rather than just standing there. And that's it. That's all you need to do to make your entrances work. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please check out some of my other ones. Please comment, like, subscribe, and see you later.